Hello everybody, this is Baron Robin and welcome to the continuation of the How to Make British Malaya Powerful series. Now, as you may see, this is one of the first times recording in the afternoon with me being more or less clear-headed. I think this should benefit the video quality. While loading up the save game, I kind of felt like I will probably need a few more convoys earlier on, so I'm going to queue one convoy and hit 5 speed. Another thing I noticed in my other playthroughs is that I was slightly more lucky with the factories. Currently I'm getting a mediocre amount of export done, basically to the Philippines, exporting steel and aluminium. Too bad, so sad. Yeah, we'll have to make do. Now, I may have made a small... Well, it's not really an error, it's something you can do differently. You can opt to not go for mechanical computing, but actually immediately go for the doctrine of superior firepower. That should get you down the tree, the doctrine tree, sooner, which I think is more important than the 3% boost to your research. Now we're very close to the Civil War, because we only need prepare for Civil War and ignite. We only need 50 more political power. So I will hold on to my political power for just a tad, and then fire it. Now and then we have to be lucky. Why should we be lucky? Well, we should be lucky because we don't want to lose. Yes. We don't want to lose our dockyards. Our dockyards currently are... Where are they? Well, they're all in Singapore. So, let's see how this goes, right? What can sometimes happen when you fire the Civil War is that you lose your dockyard. If we do, let's hope we're not, we don't, we're more or less, well, we're pretty cooked. Because if we lose the dockyards, we will not be able to, ever so briefly, take control of the sea in order to land on the mainland of Indonesia. So I think that's the key thing. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Ignite Civil War. Boom. Yes, declare war. Yes, very nice, great, very cool. We still have our naval dockyards. All right, so that's crucial. There are many ways in which this whole exercise can go wrong. One of them is what I just mentioned with the dockyards. Others are, if you're playing on non-historical, as I generally am, is that Germany goes really quickly down its aggressive tree, starts a war in 38 or something. But they're nicely working their way down the civilian the industrial improvement tree. Well, yeah, that's basically your main issue, because the Netherlands will be joining the Allies at some point. Now they sometimes join the Allies when Germany declares war on Poland. Germany generally declares war on Poland in 39. But most of the time they actually wait. They don't get into the Allies, they just hold on, and it's all fair. And they only go enter the Allies as soon as Germany invades them through their option in the tree to go around the Maginot Line. So, in order for that to not happen, before we have expanded, we need to be quick. Now, I've had some questions on how achievable it is to conquer the whole of Indonesia before the Second World War fires. Well, my answer is we'll see. But I think you can layer the level of success. So the key thing is to take over Sumatra, Java, and the small islands here to the east. We definitely want those. I think that's step one. We'll do okay if we manage that. Closely behind is a full control of Kalimantan, but this should more or less happen over time automatically if we control the two main islands. There's not much to get on Kalimantan, well, other than rubber, but they don't have many factories here. All the factories are on the main two islands. Also, the manpower is on the main two islands. So yeah, we don't. It's a secondary goal. So primary target will be the main two islands. Secondary target Kalimantan, and let's if we're going down that route, the tertiary goal is to take over the remainder. So we'll be landing probably on these two main islands as soon as we get the chance. Boom! Yes, we have a military factory. That's awesome. We'll start building infantry equipment. Move it to the top. Alright, good. And now we happily build on. Oh yeah, I did mention that we would have like a sort of a permanent civil war. This is it. British Malaya, 0%. I don't know why they don't surrender. It's a bit of a pain in the ass because we have a very rubbish stability. Minus 30% because we are at war, which is in itself not really a problem, but we lose a lot of factory output and we also lose a lot of dockyard output. Unfortunately, I do not know a way around this. I actually have had the civil war disappear on me. For instance, when I started justifying, but that doesn't happen every time. So I suppose if you're lucky, it happens more or less right away, which improves your chances to take over the whole of Indonesia. As soon as we get 5 army experience, I can expand the division. Now this is the perfect time to duplicate this division and split my and create the two divisions which I liked, which is one which is let's say the regular infantry, which can be on default, and then we have our Malaya infantry brigade, which will become elite infantry. They can actually be elite. Boom. These will receive a few units of artillery divisions, and the other ones will remain 10 width and will be used to hold the line, hold the forts and such things. We now have 2 military factories producing guns for us, which is great. Here we go. We already have 40 banked. I am perfectly happy. Another question I received is how are you going to control the seas if the Netherlands actually have a stronger fleet? Well, that's a tricky one. We can be lucky, we can be unlucky. Sometimes the Netherlands moves their fleet away, sometimes they more or less stick to port, or they're busy convoy raiding somewhere else. And sometimes the fleets sort of miss each other. That's why having the destroyers is a good thing, because the destroyers are actually pretty fast, and they manage to dodge the if they actually get into combat, they manage to dodge the enemy fleets. Machine tools. Thank you very much. So machine tools obviously required to boost the production efficiency. Concentrated industry. Great, we'll go for concentrated 2, and that's all we need. As soon as we have this done, we can focus on the warlike researches which boost our army. Shablah. I'm liking this recording in the afternoon. Very nice, very nice. It's a nice change of pace, right? Woohoo! Oh, nice. We have 8 factories, of which 3 civilian. So somebody. So generally, I'd like to see a lot of rubber import as soon as possible. Not getting it. Not even the oil. Not even the oil, guys. So here you're actually helped if Japan goes on aggressive sprawl. Alright, remilitarization of the Rhineland. So Germany is starting to do some aggressive stuff, although they immediately switch back to the non-aggressive stuff. In case you didn't know, Rhineland obviously starts the whole Anschlussen mods not tree, but they now switch to the KDF Wagen, which is a very nice truck. It's Opel truck, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. We finished the military factories. I could byline to build the construction to construct the civilian factories here, add the infrastructure to Singapore, which will massively boost the construction speed in Singapore, where all the construction is ongoing. That's the good thing of being Malaya. All your infrastructure actually goes into the right tile. If you've played any other minor nations, you've probably noticed that sometimes you can be relatively unlucky with this, with these two focuses. If you get like your infrastructure in a place where you have 2 slots for factories, you know, hooray! You can build the factories fast. You also have a lot of resources in Singapore, so this is going to boost the resources even more so. But I will go down the communist tree and just pray that we get a lot of trade factory income. Yeah, again, a pretty random variable. You can be lucky, you can be relatively unlucky. I think currently we're not actually we're not really lucky. We have 3 factories. Most of them used for consumer goods, because if you didn't know, consumer goods uses well, for me now 35% of all your military and civilian factories. What can we do to reduce that? Is go for war economy. That's why I am going down the communist tree, to get some political power to go for war economy as soon as I can. Good, we can expand the template. I'm going to go for an infantry division. So there's going to be 1 more infantry division, then 2 artillery, and that's it. After that we'll be producing army. Yay, got another civvy. Who's doing 1? Cool. So the German Reich is starting to import rubber. Very nice. So we're in April 37. Preferably, we would be at war. Well, late 38, if we manage. Forming the war goal takes 215 or so days. 240. Well, that should come down as world tension goes up. So anywhere between 200 and 230, I should say, days. And I would like to have as many units as I can get. Now it's more important to launch the war early than to have enough units. I will try to land on the Java and Sumatra simultaneously. Knock them out. Their capital is then most of the times moved to Sulawesi here in the Makassar. So they'll still be able to supply the main island of Kalimantan. Well, it's not really the main island; it's basically jungle, mountain. But I'm okay with that because holding this line is relatively easy. The Dutch will have, and especially the Dutch East Indies will have divisions here with 3 infantry in them. So this should be relatively easy to keep at bay. Moreover, if you're lucky, you get a bunch of volunteers. Not sure how the civil war is going for Spain. Ooh, this looks pretty good for Republican Spain. Republican Spain is very likely to send volunteers because we are communist and they are communist as well. The Soviets are not so keen to send any help, but well, we can always be lucky. It's one of the benefits of going down the fascist route is that you most likely get volunteers from both Germany and Italy, at least until they both start working their way through Europe. Now, with about a year and a half to go, I'm going to start with researching infantry equipment. And I'll add the last infantry to my division. Cool. Five civies. Internationalism focus. Alright, so this is the first one which is actually going to give me political power, and it immediately gives me 200. Now, the best way to go about this is to go for war economy first, then free trade, and then move over to extensive conscription. We haven't conscripted all the manpower yet, and I think we have plenty of time to recruit the men we need. And we first need the guns to actually equip them with. So that's why we're taking those priorities. So there's a decision for war bonds. Can't take it. Don't have enough political power to do this sort of thing. One thing I've noticed is that when you do get volunteers, they most of the times end up on helping you at this front. So you don't need the elite units here. You can hold this line with the 10 width infantry guys. Alright, so I'm going to keep this a very short episode. As you can see, this is the way we've been preparing. I'll continue my preparation in the next episode. Stay tuned.